What is up, y'all, and welcome back to another Epic 7 stream. It is your boy Mashuu with another Here's the Thing. So, how is everybody doing on this fine morning, afternoon, or evening for any of you guys? For me, it is, I guess, like morning, but it is what it is as people trickle on in. And as you've seen with the silhouettes alongside the pictures, we do have quite a bit to talk about today, y'all. So I wonder, I'm just gonna wonder, like, how are y'all doing? How y'all doing? And while we're at it, why not go ahead and put that code out? The code this time around, you guys use exclamation point code as per usual to get your 3 leaves and 300k gold. The code this time is Astromancer. That is Astromancer. All right, guys. I'll be pinning it for YouTube chat as long as you guys don't go too ham. I believe I did. All right. But yeah, guys, Astromancer being the main, and you'll see why it is called that for today. And speaking of today, why don't we just go on and hop on into everything, because there's quite a bit to go around. All right. First off, guys, we have the new episode for Chapter 9. We're almost coming to that close that people are used to, and that would lead to the end of Episode 4. So, and things are being pretty hyped up now. And yeah, we'll see more so on that end. We have the new hero, Lua, coming out, which we'll be previewing as well. A new side story featuring her called From Pride to Hubris. Another new hero in the form of Astromancer Elena, which is why the code this time around is called Astromancer. Astromancer Elena for that end. Pretty cute, pretty cute. We'll also be showcasing a preview for her on that end, so stay tuned. We have the World Arena schedule. So we have the ending of World Arena going to be announced. Alongside that, you guys already know some other things are going to be announced as well, such as the new APOC Ravi skin. You'll be able to see the portrait, or not the portrait, but the whole body picture of her this time around, that it will be teased. And then we have the E7WC Championship ring distributed to all y'all. If you guys don't know, this is a banger of a ring, and I'll showcase it later as well with the stats. We have some September balance adjustments that you've already seen, featuring Ravi and Kayron straws as well, along some of them, and some artifacts. We have the new UI improvements, a lot of QL. There is one in here. There is one in here, guys, that everyone has been asking for since the beginning of time. And I'm just going to put that out there. Some of you guys might already know what it is, but yeah. But first off around, we're going to go with episode 4, chapter 9, The Wicked Land. And here is the synopsis for the new episode. Having obtained all 4 season swords, Lua and Zahak head to the Wicked Land to break the seal. Bihu, who was protecting the Wicked Land, feels an ominous energy nearby. Meanwhile, Aiden's group, who are close to the Wicked Land, meet Yuchan, who lived in Fire Follow Village, and hear an unexpected story. So, more so on that, you'll be able to see your usual, more AP exchange, more gold transits, more molas, and additional things, additional catalysts for that end. I swear, I always sneeze on these streams, and I apologize for that, but yeah. But next, we have Lua, guys. Lua is finally coming out here. She is an ice archer. So, and here is her preview video. Check it out.
Don't worry. If you just do what I say, you can have everything your heart desires. You weak, pitiful thing. Suffer an eternity of pain. It's all going according to plan. I feel good about it.
Lua, the alluring tactician who spreads a forgotten chaos. She was an ordinary girl born in the north, but she was chosen by the Elder Pilgrim and became his apprentice to inherit the Third Eye. During her training, she came across a stele that the pilgrims used to peer into the future. From the stele, Lua heard a mysterious voice, which charmed her over time. Following the voice's advice, she begins slaying the other apprentices and plans to take the third eye for herself. Eventually, she's caught by the pilgrims and taken into custody. After the Great War ended, Lua slowly becomes someone entirely different, before escaping from Safe Haven Origin to resume her original plans. She is the true leader of the Hand of Revolution and holds influence over many factions. Lua is a 5-star Ice Elemental Ranger. She has high health and defense, and can increase her allies' critical hit chance through her imprint release, or increase her effectiveness through her imprint concentration. Skill 2, Butterfly Reverie, attacks the enemy with light, dispelling 2 buffs, before putting them to sleep for 1 turn, grants an extra turn to the caster. Skill 3, Sweet Talk, after dispelling 1 buff from all enemies, increases skill cooldowns by 1 turn and beguiles for 1 turn. Increases speed of all allies for 2 turns. Beguile, at the end of the turn, deals additional damage to all allies of the target except for the target, equivalent to 10% of their respective max health. The Beguile effect applies to heroes only, and is dispelled once the effect is activated. Skill 1, Folding Fan, attacks the enemy with a fan, with up to a 50% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Lua's artifact, Spatio-Temporal Fan, a fan that creates a rift between spaces. It allows the bearer to open and close dimensional gates wherever they like, increases effectiveness by 20%. After using a non-attack skill, has up to a 100% chance to grant stealth to the ally except for the caster with the highest attack for 2 turns. Can only be activated once every 4 turns. The alluring tactician who spreads a forgotten chaos. Players will be able to meet Lua in the Drop Rate Up banner starting October 6th. Thank you.
Disappear through the cracks of time and space. It looks like somebody forgot their place. Aw, you weak, pitiful thing. Suffer an eternity of pain.
Focus.
Guiding light, illuminate the unknown.
I can do it. I can.
May your heart
Be filled with bitter cold.
Do I look like a pushover to you? You're not too strong, so this should be enough. Are you sure you can handle this? A lion never relents. No matter how small its prey. Come on, I'll take you all down.
You really want your blood spilled? So be it. Someone could die.
Loneliness. Pain. Show your elders some respect. Exhausted already? I'm just getting started. Annoying foe must be crushed.
Your dead comrades are waiting for you.
It looks like somebody forgot their place.
Are you sure you can handle this? This is getting exciting. You're not half bad.
And there you guys have it. There is Lua for y'all. Pretty interesting unit overall, guys. And here are her stats that we went over earlier. Pretty good health, pretty good defense, pretty good speed for that matter as well. 120. Base being really nice. She does have crit chance also released for her peeps, you know. And you guys already saw most of what she could do already, so we'll just zoom through these. She attacks with a fan, gets that decreased defense, and at max that's 50%. Death Break is always good on hand, for especially on her first skill, so not bad when she is extra fast as well. And she S2s into S3 because this grants an extra turn. So you're able to dispel 2 debuffs already, and then you can put them to sleep. And then you get another turn to be able to use your S3 on right here. Which dispels 1 debuff, so 1 more buff from all enemies before increasing the skill cooldowns by 1 turn and inflicting Beguile. And you guys can see what Beguile does in that case right there, while increasing the speed of all allies. And it also has Ignore F-Res for those of you guys who want to bring Book alongside it, just to ensure that everything lands. That's ensuring that 1 turn could be a lot. So make sure to watch out for that. And another biggest thing that I saw is Spatio-Temporal Fan. This is a nice artifact. It increases effectiveness, but the real catch here is actually after using a non-attack skill, has a 100% chance at max to grant stealth to the ally, except the caster, with the highest attack. This is like being able to grant anyone on your team, with as long as they have the highest attack, a free stealth. Granted, it can be activated every other turn, kind of like how Guiding Light does, but only once every 4 turns. And sometimes that's all it'll need to take. But guys, as we move on along, we also have a new side story, like I talked to you about already, from Pride to Hubris. So make sure to check that out too, for those of you guys who are Lua lovers. But yeah. Now moving on along, we're going to be talking about Astromancer Elena, guys. She is light. She is a ranger. And yeah, the disciple of the stars and the herald of the greatest will. And you guys can check out her preview video right here.
When I speak, you listen. When I move, you follow. Thus, you will prove your faithfulness. Unenlightened fools. Divine judgment. Only through the will of the stars do we find salvation.
Astromancer Elena, the High Priestess of Constella who preaches the will of the stars. She came into contact with the stars on her path to becoming a High Priestess, and is worshipped by her followers for her ability to convey the will of the stars. Elena's parents died from a strange illness when she was young, and she's determined to find the culprit responsible. While looking for her parents' murderer, she meets Ray, a runaway from Akin exile colony. Together, the pair has conquered all of Constella by eliminating anyone who dared to stand in their way. In order to proselytize the star's will to the rest of the continent, she, along with Ray and her followers, are preparing a holy crusade. Astromancer Elena is a 5-star light elemental ranger. She has high critical hit chance and can increase her attack through her imprint concentration. Skill 3, Enraged Star's Retribution. Attacks all enemies with the energy of the Enraged Star, decreasing buff durations by 1 turn, before restricting and making them unable to counterattack for 2 turns. When using this skill, increases hit chance by 35%. This skill cannot trigger a counterattack. Cannot counterattack, makes the target unable to counterattack. This effect is applied to heroes only. When 20 soul is consumed, ignores effect resistance. Skill 2, Disciple of the Stars. After an ally except for the caster attacks, when the target is unable to counterattack, activates Worship Me. Worship Me. Increases combat readiness of all allies by 15% and acquire 10 soul. Can only be activated once every 4 turns. Skill 1, Melody of Damnation. Attacks the enemy with a punishing melody. When the target has a debuff, increases damage dealt.
Unenlightened fools.
The High Priestess of Constella who preaches the will of the stars. Players will be able to meet Astromancer Elena through the Mystic Summon starting October 13th. Thank you.
Give all that you have for the glory of Perlin!
I won't fall. Only through the will of the stars do we
Your
find
sins are beyond
salvation.
number. Let me help you atone for them.
I will open the doors to hell.
I'm sensing corrupt energy. In this distorted world, I will write new rules.
I can do it. I'm sorry.
Have faith.
Someone could die. The icy touch of death shall embrace you.
I have nothing to say to you. I will not fall victim to despair. I will have my revenge. I have things to do. Die.
I'll do anything for her. Allow me to purify you.
Doubt is the root of all sin.
How should I do this?
If you're scared, run.
It's been so long.
Only through the will of the stars do we find salvation.
I have nothing to say to you. What a waste of time.
And there you guys have it. That is Astromancer Elena for y'all. Here are her stats. Pretty decent attack. Okay, health. Okay, speed as well. 115 being a pretty decent amount where you could, I know some people who at least for sure could boost that up all the way to 300. So yeah, good crit chance in this case and good crit damage. With the attack imprint concentration, it is pretty nice to have on hand as well. And as you guys saw, the first skill, Melody of Damnation, attacks the enemy with a punishing melody. When the target has a debuff, there is an increase of damage dealt. So a little bit more damage when they are debuffed to throw that in. And then we have Disciple of the Stars. After an ally except the caster attacks when the target is unable to counterattack, which is that new debuff that was there, it activates Worship Me. Worship Me can only be activated once every 4 turns or 3 turns at max cooldown. Increased combat readiness of 15%, which is pretty nice. Acquires 10 souls, which is also very nice to keep in mind. And yeah, counterattack. You guys already seen that before. Also, I want to note, guys, that for those of you guys wondering whether this debuff affects artifacts, so this supersedes artifacts, meaning that any artifact like Elbrus and the sword that causes counterattack does not activate. It does not activate. So for those guys who hate counterattacks, there you guys go. So Enraged Star's Retribution as well on his 3rd skill attacks all enemies with the energy of Enraged Star, decreasing buff durations by 1 turn before restricting, so another restrict person, and making them unable to counterattack for 2 turns. When using this skill, increases hit chance by 35%. So I saw some people who are like, oh, how does it hit? Well, it has extra hit chance on it. And this skill cannot trigger a counterattack. And you guys can see you can soul burn it for ignore FRES for that matter as well. So there you guys go. That was Astromancer Elena. Alright guys. Now moving on along though, we also want to let you guys know that before I move on real quick, is that Astromancer Elena's 3rd skill, unable to be the buff, unable to counterattack, does not affect monsters. We will be fixing that. You guys will be seeing that in the patch notes, I believe. So make sure to keep your eye on that. Check the patch notes when it comes out for her, and you'll be able to see that tooltip. But guys, here is the World Arena Conquest season ending. Probably going to be one of the most competitive ones because a lot of people are going to want this Aravi skin, and we're able to showcase it right here. Not in video, but in portrait. So here you go. This is the APOC Ravi skin, guys. Apocalypse Ravi. Pretty nice overall. And when can you, or what is it called? It is the Avatar of Bloodlust. So, for the guys who trying to get this skin, make sure to hit Master before 10:15. So, you can grab this skin because it looks freaking nice. I'm not going to lie. And yeah. As we move on along, to keep that in mind, to also check out the code Astromancer, guys, as we just passed Astromancer Elena, to get your 3 leaves and 300k gold through your inbox. So make sure to input that. You guys use exclamation point code, or if you're in YouTube chat, it's already pinned to the top and you guys can grab it there. As we move along, we have the E7WC Champion Ring distribution, guys. Just look at it. I'm not going to say anything. Just look at it. Everyone is able to obtain this ring. This is an attack percent ring with max 1 over max health percent, 1 over max crit chance percent, 1 over max hit damage, crit hit damage, and your 5 speeder. It is a perfect ring. So make sure to grab this. You'll be able to see how to do so within these show notes, guys. And I hope all your guys' rolls go well on this, because this is a nuts ring. And as we move on along, I'm just going to be skipping through this as we go, because most of you guys already have seen the September balance adjustments. We are adjusting Straws, Ravi, Kayron, Arya, Teiyu, Rowana in your 5-star pool. The 4 stars this time around, we have Blaze, Dingo, and Kawana. And last but not least, Hustle being upgraded in that case. As for artifacts, we have Magic for Friends being upgraded alongside Unfading Memories. And as we jump into it here, Straz's skill 3 cannot trigger a counterattack now. So for the guys who are attacking into Rems in the light, can't get a counterattack, wipe off the invincibility, stuff like that. So it's pretty nice for him. As for Ravi, increase effectiveness by 10%, going to 15% on that skill 2. Penetrates the target's defense by 50% as well on skill 3. But the damage dealt this case around is decreased because of the death pen. As for exclusive equipment, it now has a 70% chance to make the enemy unable to be buffed for 1 turn when using Slaughter. Slaughter being the skill 1. Now for Kayron, you have to change to the Void Slash, and on his skill 2, the Immortal will change, which grants evasion, making it so that way he is a little more livable and harder to strip off that immortality buff for him. A little bit better on that end. Granted, you still could get affected by things like AOL that won't attack you directly. Then we have Arya. When it's not the caster's turn, the effect chance increases by 20%, and damage dealt increase. Arya is getting a little bit more buff for being able to input more damage for that end. And it removed the crit hit damage increase, but now damage dealt overall is increased, so we'll see that. And the barrier strength on his skill 3 has been increased for that matter as well. But make sure to watch out still for those DJBs. And then we have Teiyu, which now increases speed of the caster for 2 turns. And when the caster is enraged, it ignores F-Res. Just being able to dispel all those buffs from 2 buffs to all buffs as well is pretty nice, and no more condition toward doing so. And then we have Rowana, just being able to grant barrier to all allies in this case. Barrier strength increases proportional to caster's max health, as her first skill does as well for that end. So a little bit more on that. And Blaze Dingo being able to get that 75% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns on skill 2. Kawana getting a little bit more here, more for fire people, just granting a little bit more, so it's a lot easier to fulfill that. I like this change compared to just rather when everyone is fire, so that you be able to like play around with it a little bit more on that end. And then Hustle, just changing around some things, so that way you make it so that when an ally suffers a counterattack, decreased damage suffered by 25%, a little more ways to survive on that end. And yeah, some little bit more changes on his skill 3 as well. Moving on along, we have another big change. Magic for Friends, meaning that this is only applied to Mercedes, is now decreases damage suffered from a crit hit to 30%, and is activated upon death, so it will not. It's activated upon death, so it will not activate upon that. That is a little bit confusing to read. My brain hurts. But yeah, Unfading Memories for this matter now increases F-Res and heals all allies by from 8% to 10% after using a non-attack skill for this. So a little bit more healing on that end, and being able just to add that extra F-Res. Now, guys, the biggest UI improvement, guys, it is finally out. Oh my gosh. Listen, how long? Who in chat right now? I'm looking at you, chat. Who in chat has been waiting for this thing for the longest time ever? It is finally here. We can set our expressions for our heroes. We'll finally show our account info and battle result screens. It's here, guys. It's here. We worked on it. It's here. It's finally here. I am resetting all of my expressions now. So hopefully you guys are saved all those stuff so you can change those expressions. But yeah, so it's on account info and battle screen result. And now as we move on along, you also are going to be able to look at your or have a portrait mode for your artifact, so you can check out that artifact illustration. I know a lot of you guys are also going to look at this. Moonlight Dreamblade users, yeah, don't do it. It's okay. But yeah, so you'll be able to see that in full vision on your phone in portrait mode. Another UI improvement that we're having, currency owned can now be viewed during repeat battle. I mean your energy, your leaves, your sky stones, things that you'll use to refresh usually, and you're wondering how much you have left of them. Now you'll be able to see on the tooltip as well, which is a really nice feature for someone who is trying to max min and doesn't know when they're on the use both leaves and sky stones, and you accidentally keep going and use a crap ton of sky stones. I'm looking at like a mirror because I've done that a lot before. But yeah. Now moving on to the drop rate ups, guys. We have the drop rate up for Isaria alongside Song of Stars coming out tomorrow after the patch notes, or well, the patch itself, sorry, not the patch notes. Alongside her, we have Saz alongside Manica of Control, which is his artifact. And moving on along into next week, we're going to have Lilibet with Creation and Destruction. Creation and Destruction is a pretty fun artifact, not going to lie, whenever it works. Lilibet too, pretty nice. I probably will grab one just for another imprint for that matter. And then we have Lua next week, guys. Some of you guys thought she was going to be this week, but unfortunately she's going to be next week with Spatio-Temporal Fan, meaning that this week you guys will be able to play around with the balance changes instead, and then move on next week to Lua with this new artifact as well. Also within the Mystic Summon rotation, who will be joining alongside Astromancer Elena is Wanderer Silk, for that matter, on 10/13, so in 2 weeks time. Once we have another Here's the Thing, you'll probably hear me talking about this once again, to make sure that you guys have, by the way, your Apoc Ravi, your Flitica, and I believe it is Solitaria of the Snow is also the one that'll be changed out after this for Astromancer Elena. So make sure to get those before then. And last but not least, we have the coin shop rotation coming up for the next month, which is LQC and Maid Chloe alongside Tywin and Politis. I don't know if I'm gonna grab. I think my LQC's at SS, so I think I'm okay. But yeah, either way, make sure as well the gift box code is Astromancer, guys. Get your 3 leaves and 300k gold as per usual. Find that code. You guys can use exclamation point code. It'll be active throughout this week, but make sure to get it by the end of the week, or end of week's time, which is Friday. Otherwise, it's gonna run out. And yeah, but yeah, guys, that was it for today. Lots to talk about. 2 new heroes, Apoc Ravi and World Arena ending soon. That champion's ring is really nice. Hopefully you guys roll really well on it. I'm looking at those 30 speeders, right? Any 30 speeders? Gonna roll 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. No, just me. No, I'm fine. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for coming out. It is quite late for some of y'all, so I will see you guys next time. Peace out. It's your boy Mashuu signing out.